Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rickey Reviews, my movie review series that I still can't decide on a name on, but Rickeys Reviews sounds the best, so that's what we're gonna roll with for now. But today, this will probably be my second to last horror movie review in October, but today we are going to be covering the movie, drumroll please. This still takes longer than I want it to. We're gonna be covering the movie Scream. Yes, the 1996 slasher that took the world by storm, I guess you could say. Now, this movie, like I just said, came out in 1996. It's rated R, and it is pretty much like a almost love letter to the slasher genre because it's supposed to be one of those movies kind of self-referential. Like it does talk a lot about slashers in the movie. Like there's scenes in the trailer here where this main phone call with Casey, that's the character's name, she's talking to the killer about horror movies in general. Well, I mean, obviously she doesn't know it's the killer, but yeah, this movie is very referential about slashers. And basically, what the plot of this film is, it goes as the film follows a actress, Neve Campbell. Why did my brain stumble on that? Neve Campbell, who plays Sydney Prescott, a girl who, on the anniversary of her mother's death, is two facing a killer known as only the Ghostface or the Killer. Because fun fact, the killer is never referred to in the Scream films as Ghostface until Scream 3. But yeah, that one, there are some interesting scenes in the trailer, so just be one for that. But yeah, and throughout the movie, her and her friends are picked off one by one by this killer. I mean, she survives. Spoilers, but this film has been out for 30 plus years now, so hopefully you watched Scream before I told you that I was gonna post this. But yeah, and this film kind of like restarted up the slasher genre almost because around the time 1996, the whole slasher film genre was kind of dead at that point because it was kind of just getting to all like the lazy sequels, the ones that didn't do so good. Cough cough, Jason Takes Manhattan, cough cough, one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies that wasn't so good. But yeah, it was just those sorts of things at that time, and this movie kind of just came out to reawake the slasher genre. And then it did for a while, and then it kind of brought on with it the era of remakes almost, but then Scream 4 gets into that. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll do a whole video at some point covering the Scream franchise as a whole. This one's more just focused on Scream 1. But yeah, this movie is definitely no, this one isn't a psychological horror one like American Psycho and the Babadook one was. This one is more clear and cut, a mystery, murder mystery whodunit slasher that has elements of other slashers kind of like combined into them because there's scenes here, like I said in the trailer earlier, that literally talk about the film Halloween, and then it talks about Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's just like if you love horror movies, this is definitely a good one to start watching. Like I know my first horror movie was The Conjuring, so who knows, maybe we'll get into that next. But I remember the next one I watched was Scream. So if you're a fan of the horror genre, like you like all the tropes of the horror genre, then watch Scream, because that is definitely one of the staples of this is definitely a staple of the horror genre. And now this movie, it is quite interesting in the fact that, well, yes, like the past two reviews, there is stuff that the audience doesn't really know. It's more because of the whodunit element, and it's throughout the movie. It's talking about, because there's one character in here, Randy Meeks. He is the one who is kind of like the horror nerd in a sense, because he's the one talking about the famous horror tropes throughout the movie and trying to advise the other characters of these tropes. And it's definitely reflected in certain scenes, like spoilers for the end of the film, when the killer is on the ground thinking to be dead. There is a scene where he's like, oh, and here's when the killer comes back for one last scare, and then the killer comes back. But yeah, other than that, and now we'll go to my favorite scene of the film. Now this scene is playing in the background right now, and this is the scene where Tatum's character, or that's the character's name, Tatum. I don't remember who the actor's. Rose McGowan, is that it? Someone's gonna have to fact check me on that one. But pretty much, she is getting attacked by Ghostface in the garage because she's trying to get beer, and then this kill proceeds to happen, which is playing on screen right now. And I just remember this because of how gruesome it was and how good the effects were for the time, because remember, this was 1996, so the effects weren't going to be the best, but yeah, this just shows how cool that was. It's probably one of the most memorable kills in the whole Scream franchise, to what I can think of, because I'm trying to think, is there any other kill that could define as memorable? I can't think of anything, but yeah, that would definitely have to be one of the more memorable kills of the franchise. And yeah, that's pretty much just Scream as a whole. It's just a referential loving of the slasher genre, and it's one of my favorite horror movies. So this is why I really wanted to do this one. But hopefully next week's one, which I'll try to have out soon, will be one that you guys are gonna really love, because the next one is going to be, drumroll please, if you haven't seen the post, it's going to be Halloween 2018. Now, I was going to cover it was either I was going to cover the original one or this one, but I wanted to do the newer one, because I know that you guys probably would like to do the newer one, because that one is more as of recent. But yeah, that one I'll try to have out on the day of Halloween, so that's what I'll try to do with that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think I'll give this movie a 10 out of 10, as it's one of my favorite slasher movies of all time. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.